So, do you think it's important to have separation of church and state?
History has taught us that when particular countries adhere to a specific denomination and then force inhabitants to adhere to that has a bad outcome. One of the reasons is it's not a monolithic subject we're talking about. All religions have various forms and understandings. So if you say, I want my country to be Episcopalian, I want my country to be Roman Catholic, within each of the denominations, there are various views and ideas. So inevitably, you're going to have to force citizens into your view or version of that religion. And if we look at the history, we find wars going on for many, and wars still continue. We look at the Middle East today. You talk about Islam, the Sunni and the Shia, as well as other groups, each claiming to be the authentic form of Islam. So it's not just a matter of picking a religion for the country, it's which form of that religion, and the outcomes are never good. The best is to have a system of pluralism so that individual citizens can practice and worship how they see, and no one is forced into doing anything that's not their religion. And so you can live in a separate community. You can have your own school system. What you can't have is your own state or government. And it's also not reasonable to make your religious views the laws of the land. Let's say I talked with some of my co-religionists and some of my Islamic friends, and we decide, since we don't eat pork, pork should be forbidden in the United States for everybody. I don't think anyone would agree that that's a good idea, but nothing prevents me from not eating. Well, it's a double, triple negative. If I don't want to eat pork, I don't eat pork. We don't have to pass laws that you don't sell it. I just don't go into those restaurants. So if one has specific religious views, there's no need to push them on the entire country, because I can find views that you would not want the law of the land. And the best way to handle that is you have religion, you have civil law that allows us to live together as a country, and as individuals, we can choose whether I'm going to go to this restaurant or that restaurant. But to think that you have a right to force me to do your views, then I would say we have to get rid of pork in the United States. Let's get rid of all the pork, because that's my personal religious view. Not my personal, that's my religious view. And so what we want to do is allow for individuals to practice their religion without forcing someone else's views, because we're not going to want, or we won't like, what someone else may dictate. And that's the nature of a country.
But morality sort of evolves from religion.
And morality has evolved here. You murder. It's not anymore a religious view that I have a right to kill you with malice of forethought and malicious intent. A lot of our morality now has passed beyond specific religious views and taken on the culture. How does the culture view assault? How does the culture view stealing? And then we're beyond the development, and we now can sit down and say, what are reasonable practices for our country? And many of what we want is, well, I hear people say, let's teach religion in school. I'm all for teaching about religion in school. But what I've discovered is people don't want to teach about religion in school. They want their religion taught. It's not the same thing. So we certainly should teach religion, the history, and we should teach views in our schools. However, not one view is superior and another one inferior, one right and one wrong. And again, I'm going to say mine, you're going to say yours. And it just gets us into trouble. So the best thing may not be to teach religion in school until we can agree that we're going to teach all religions. The same thing with prayer. We're going to have prayer in school, but not limited to any specific religion or denomination.
And now you've pissed off all the atheists. Well, thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.